Hello everyone. Welcome to another video in the series on mastering data structures and algorithms. I am Dr. Prashanti Gupta. The topic of the today's video is how to merge an array, or rather arrays. So let's begin. This is a brief introduction about myself. I am Dr. Prashanti Gupta. This is a link to my website. It contains all the information about me. My passion is research and teaching. So first of all, what do you mean by merging? Merging means that we are given two or more arrays and we want to combine the elements of those arrays, and the resulting array contains the elements from all the arrays that are merged or combined. Now there are two possible cases in the merging order that needs to be performed for the arrays. First case is arises when elements can be in any order. So idea is that this case is very simple, in which we have to simply append the elements of one array after the other, and the resultant array we have to increase the size and set it to at least the size of both the array elements from the two arrays taken combined or more arrays taken combined. Second scenario arises when the elements are in sorted order and therefore we have to maintain the sorted order. The topic of this video is the case one, where we have to simply append the elements of one array at the end of the other. So this is our algorithm in which we have two arrays A and B and their respective sizes are n and m. We initially set the counter to 0 and we'll see through the working of algorithm just in a while. And we have assumed that the size of n and m are both less than the max, that is the number of maximum allowed elements. I is some random counter variable. So let's see. Let us assume that A has elements 13, 12, 17, 8, 9, and 65, and B has elements 11, 2, 77, 8, and 9. So now you can clearly see that none of the arrays A or B is sorted. First thing. Over here in this program, we are simply appending the elements of B at the end of the A. It could have been other way around also. So let's see. Now, the first statement causes the counter to be initialized to 0. So now you can see the counter variable I is initialized to 0, which is the value over here. See. Now, in the next step, we'll traverse through the I and go through successively through all the elements of B and see how these elements are appended at the end of over here. So elements will be going from here and will be repeatedly appended at the back of this array. So ideally this is array A, and this is our array B. So let's see how. So now the merge procedure starts and the value of I is compared against the value of m minus 1. That is the size of the second array. M minus 1 denotes the array, the last index of the second array B. You can see over here. The index goes from 0 till n minus 1. So now this value is compared and this check is true. Therefore, A of I plus n gets the value of B of I. A of I plus n means A of I plus n will denote the index 1 more than the last index of A. So currently, the value of n is 6. So I plus n in this first iteration is value 0. So this 0 plus this value is getting the value from B of 0. So ideally, this value gets appended over here. So this is how the case progresses. And in the next step, the value of I is incremented by 1. So you can see this is the result of this operation. And the value of I is incremented by 1. So I initially was 0. After incrementation, its value becomes 1. So therefore, I will move to this index. Now you can see I is come over the index number 1. So again, the value of I is compared to m minus 1. Still, it is less than 4. Therefore, the A of I plus n, that is the next element, A of I plus 1, that is 7, gets the value of B of 1. And again, this value 2 will be appended over here. Now, this is a very important point to note over here. It is not that the values from the array B will be getting lost, because since these values are appended at the end of the A, the size of A is increasing and values in the B will remain at their original position only. They will not be deleted from the system. Now you can see this is the result of appendation. And the value of I is incrementing. Now I becomes 2. So again, in this next step, the value of I is compared against m minus 1. It is less than 4. Since this check is true, therefore, Again, the value from the next index of B will be appended at the end of A, and 77 gets appended, and I will be incremented. So now again, you can see in this scenario, now again, the I value becomes 4, and successively this value 9 is also appended at the end of the array A. So now this becomes the size. Now in the next step, the value of I, since it goes out of bounds and becomes 5, and it is greater than m minus 1, since this check fails, therefore these statements are not executed, and their program jumps to statement number 3, and the value of n is set to n plus m, that is equal to the number of elements from both the arrays taken together. This is our C program, in which we initially start with array. So now you can clearly see over here, the size of A has been set to max1 plus max2, that is equal to the size of both the arrays taken together, and the maximum allowed size of B is limited by the macro max2, and we have other random variables. So we are prompting the user to enter the size of arrays A and B, and definitely there will be some intermediate code also that will be asking the user to enter the elements of the arrays. In case you want more information on how to create and insert values into the array, I strongly advise you to watch our previous videos. So now conversion from statements 1 to 3 are straightforward over here. This value of I is initialized over here. Then the value of I is checked against m minus 1 over here, and the incrementation is performed over here. All these three are mixed in one line, and A of I plus n simply gets the value of B of I. And when the control exits, so value of n is set to n plus m. So thank you all for watching this video, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more and more good videos that will be coming up soon. Thank you.